talking about this changed everything for Cooper Flag. What the fuck?
When Cooper Flag,
I mean, Cooper Flag been tweaking. He been tweaking recently. Hold on, chat. I mean, like, some shit probably can't change for Cooper Flag. Look at this shit, y'all. Focus on this right here. 22, 16, 19, 22, 42. Right? That was the game before last. No, that was last game. That was today. They played Dallas today. He still had 22 against the Nets. That's what I was thinking about that game. He went crazy. Look, 62%. He barely even missed a shot in that bitch. 10 for 16. This game though, 42 points. We finna hear all about it. Before I click the play button though, hit that like time.
Flag got to Dallas, it was like showing up to a house party, but the house burned down. When Cooper Flag got to Dallas, it was like showing up to a house party, but the house burned down. Blaming each other, angry, like chanting for the GM to get fired. It was a toxic, depressing situation. Normally, that's where young careers get ruined, but this time, Dallas can flip the script. Shams reports not only are the Mavericks willing to trade Anthony Davis to build around Cooper Flag, but we've got a short list. The Pistons, Hawks, and Raptors are all interested in dealing for AD. And this is so important for Coot's future because
Wait. The Raptors, because look, AD, I know if they looking at AD, either Brandon Ingram or Scotty Barnes, right? That's good. That's good. Either or of them is good for Dallas, right? Either or of them is perfect for Dallas.
Are all interested in dealing for AD. And this is so important for Coot's future because Mavs don't have any picks outside of this year till 2031. They have to ace the AD trade just to build a team. Oh, but Shams says the return for AD, not gonna be pretty. Will probably be role players or expiring contracts and picks. That's it. Forget a star in return. I know people will be like, oh, that's all they got for AD? This is what they traded Luka for? Yeah, it was a dumb trade. You're not going to fix the Luka trade by dealing AD. Not gonna happen. Just do the best you can to fix the timeline. Right now, Cooper has a two-way All-NBA co-star when healthy, who's 33 years old. Coop is 18. It makes no sense. But it does make sense for these three East teams who are lining up. These are all teams that see an opportunity to gain an edge and make a finals run. Detroit with Cade Cunningham. Imagine AD playing the 4 next to Jalen Duren, a position he loves. Atlanta with Jalen Johnson, Dyson Daniels, and Zachary Rizuchet. The defense alone would be insane. And that's why it's a huge opportunity. It's not Giannis where you have to gut your entire roster. They can add AD and keep their best players. This is huge. Yeah, contract and health are concerns, but that's why he's so cheap. Whoever gets AD probably becomes the East favorite. Okay, the Knicks, not as good as we thought. Pistons are great, not unstoppable. But none of this even matters unless Cooper Flag is worth building around. And this last month, Oku's been on a whole other level. But you guys know how important save is made with that penny description. 8% again to me. Kevin Durant even said he's finally figuring it out, and I love his game. The Mavs are trusting him late in close games, which you don't see from rookies. So far, he has played the second most clutch minutes in the entire league, second most efficient player, 4th in points, second in boards at 18 years old. That is LeBron player.
No. He ain't talk about it. Look at that field goal percentage, bro. He's second in NBA with that. And it's in the clutch when it matters. Shoot 60%. I'm just saying, y'all favorite players don't even do this.
4th in points, second in boards at 18 years old. That is LeBron level stuff. But unlike the Mavs building around Luka, Cooper plays elite defense. He's versatile. He works with all kinds of guys. So now the question changes. What is the ideal way to build around Cooper Flag? And I would say it's simple. The perfect co-stars for Cooper are an elite playmaker and an elite shot maker. Like Kawhi had Tony Parker, Tim Duncan, then he had Kyle Lowry, Pascal Siakam. Tatum had Drew and Jalen. LeBron had Kyrie and Love. Cooper can handle the ball, but he's more like Kawhi or Tatum than Luka. Luka needs super can handle the ball.
Kyrie, he got potential to come on his list twice, right? Injuries may alter, right? But if everything go well, Kyrie will be on this list again. I don't know who's gonna be the third one though. Cause if they getting rid of AD, like who the fuck else? Najee Marshall? Like you tough as shit, gang. You a bucket. Don't get me wrong. You a fucking bucket. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
but he's more like Kawhi or Tatum than Luka. Luka needs super defined roles. You know, like he needed shooters. He needed a big that he could screen and lob with. Elite defenders everywhere. But Cooper, so flexible, which is why some ideas are fun and some are terrible. So let's talk about the Trae Young scenario. Yes, Trae wearing the same logo he wore on draft night. We remember, but that would be a disaster. The timeline is weird. Trae is 27. Coop needs someone to grow with. And can you imagine that backcourt with Kyrie? Trae and Kai, fun to watch, torched on defense, so no.
Oh, nah. I don't really want to see that.
That backcourt with Kyrie, Trae and Kai, fun to watch, torched on defense, so no. But what about a different Hawks scenario? How about the Hawks get AD for Kristaps Porzingis, Onyeka Okongwu, Asa Newell, and control of two.
Whoa. They gonna get Porzingis and Okongwu? I don't think so.
First-round picks. So this creates cap space for Dallas to sign a good player next offseason. But they take a flyer on rookie first round at Asa Newell.
They not budget with Jalen Johnson or Dyson Daniels. They like, fuck that. We keeping their ass here.
Who played with Cooper in college, and two valuable first-round picks. But actually, Detroit is where it gets interesting. Pistons get AD for Tobias Harris, Jaden Ivey, Karis LeVert, and 2 picks. And if Ivey pops, it changes everything. He was drafted 5th overall in 2022, and from day one, brought elite athleticism, playmaking instincts, and scoring upside. In fact, people thought he could be a potential alpha or co-alpha guard. The problem was health derailed him. Ivy broke his fibula, which sounds terrible, and a knee issue just as he was breaking out. But the Pistons then broke out without him. So now, his role is less defined as he comes back. Not like a guy who failed, but maybe got left behind. But in Dallas, dude, he would have defined role, room to grow. Not a great shooter, but Flagg's 3-level scoring and elite defense perfectly mask the holes in Ivy's game. Mostly, they would swap a 33-year-old co-star for a 23-year-old potential co-star on Cooper's timeline. But the Raptors are another suitor.
All right, that's what we want to hear right here. Shout out Agent 000. If he watched this video, I know he was getting hype when he see this. As they like to say, he get cheesed.
And ESPN suggested AD and Tony Bradley for RJ Barrett, Jakob Poeltl, Jarris Walker, Ochai Agbaji, and control of 2 first-round picks. And the Pacers get Daniel Gafford.
Wait, go back. No Scott.
And suggested AD and Tony Bradley for RJ Barrett, Jakob Poeltl, Jarris Walker, Ochai Agbaji.
RJ Barrett, this is not a good trade. It's not a good trade. And they giving up another nigga. That's not a good trade. We don't need 4 people for 1. Yeah, that's not a
and
good
control
trade.
of 2 first-round picks. And the Pacers get Daniel Gafford, but I don't see a ton of upside for Dallas. But the key to all these trades is getting at least a few picks, because the Mavs already did the tough part, number 1 Cooper Flagg, and the co-star is not what you think. You don't need like another number 1 pick to dominate the NBA. Elite co-stars are like J-Dub and OKC, pick 12. Jaylen Brown was high at 3, Jamal Murray at 7, Şengün at 16. Point is, you don't have to win the lottery to find these guys.
Well, you got some other buckets. He said Şengün, yeah. Jimmy, you skipped over Jimmy. You skipped over Darius Garland. You skipped over my boy Tyrese Maxey. What's up with that AM Hoops? Tyrese Maxey is a fucking bucket. Top 5 most points in the NBA right now.
You just need good scouting. In fact, the last number 1 pick to win a title with his original team, Kyrie and LeBron on the Cavs. Then you have to go all the way back to Tim Duncan on the Spurs. It rarely happens. So the Mavs need at least a couple of bites at the apple to find Coop that co-star. Because he's already clutch, great defender, #1 guy at age 18. But the Mavs don't have a lot of picks. So they have to get creative. They have got to nail trades like AD, who's their biggest asset, but not the only one. Shams also reports that the Mavericks are open to exploring the trade market for center Daniel Gafford and guards Klay Thompson and D'Angelo Russell. But to be honest, D'Lo is the least valuable player on the Mavericks. How did that happen?
Nah,
dude is 20.
I ain't gonna lie. D'Lo is ass. I'm not even gonna sit here and try to take up for him. D'Lo, you ass, my boy. You had your time a minute ago. You was going crazy and shit. You feel what I'm saying? But come on, bro. Like, I hope he's not on the starting lineup. But who they just comparing to?
Daniel Gafford and guards Klay Thompson and D'Angelo Russell, but to be
he's ass too. Klay Thompson is ass too. Ja Morant better.
Be honest, D'Lo is the least valuable player on the Mavericks. How did that happen? Dude is 29 years old and a former All-Star Max player, but it's gotten so bad. D'Lo replaced by 2 undrafted players, one of them 5'11" Ryan Nimhard, no offense. So forget value in a D'Lo trade, unfortunately. 5'11"
like Arky. This nigga look like Arky.
Ryan Nimhard, no offense. So forget value in a D'Lo trade, unfortunately. We'll just have to say for Klay, but quietly, Klay's improving. In fact, over his last 14 games, averaging 14 points, 40% from 3, but on defense, Klay holding his man to 38.5% shooting, second best among all guards in the NBA. Klay can definitely help a contender, but Daniel Gafford is the big non-AD asset. Now it's a risk because Derek Lively, the other center, is fragile, and Gaff's just 27 years old, but the Pacers have interest. And a report said they'd be willing to move off Ben Mathurin for a Daniel Gafford or Ivica Zubac. Yo, I love Gaff, but do this immediately. Mathurin is a 20-point per game scorer with a...
Mathurin for Zubac? Do that. Do that. Do that right there, bro. Do that. Yes. I want to see Zubac off that old-ass team. He needs to go crazy, bro. And the Pacers need a nigga like Zubac. That way they still keep fucking Siakam. Like, that's perfect.
I love Gaff, but do this immediately. Mathurin is a 20-point per game scorer with elite shooting. The exact kind of player to build around Cooper. But why would Indy do this? Because they are over the cap and they desperately need a team-friendly money center like Gafford. So the Mavs can really flip the script here with the right trades, because if they do, Coop takes off. If they don't, we have seen this movie before and it never ends well. But those AD teams would really like to have Giannis, and it turns out though, nobody actually wants to go all in for the Greek Freak. Why not? A top 3 player in his prime, normally a bidding war, but this video explains exactly why the Giannis sweepstakes is not happening like we thought.
Okay. I gotta say, it's definitely a lot of trades coming up.